Well, hello, dear friends. It's Ukrainian Voices. I'm Smklk, and today we have a guest which I have a tremendous amount of respect for. A volunteer, entrepreneur, a woman who has won many awards, grants, a woman who always has some business going on, and of course, a Ukrainian, Anna Ponomarenko. Anna, hello, hello.
Hello.
It's great to have you here. So our podcast is going to be in English today. I'm sure it's going to be super interesting and insightful. And I really hope that my Duolingo English lessons will not let me down today. So I suggest we start. Once again, very, very glad to have you here.
Me too.
I want to start with kind of out of plan question.
Okay.
What is the meaning of your life for you? What is the purpose?
I think the most important is to make something really very impactful for my country and for Europe because I am very, very thankful that at that moment when the war began, Europeans helped me very, very much.
So you want to help them back, give them...
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now let's go according to the plan. So tell us more about where you're from, who you are, and what did you do back in Ukraine?
Okay. I born in Ukraine, in Sumy, and when I finished school, I moved to Kiev, and last about 15 years I lived in Kiev, and when war began, I moved to Belgium from Kiev. And in Kiev, I have, in my life, I have 2 high degrees. First, I am a lawyer, and I am master of lawyer. And second degree, I finished a physical university. It's recreation.
Okay.
And I began my career as a fitness instructor. And when this fitness club closed, I began my career as an independent. And with my friend, we made atelier. Where we produce clothes, and it was like uniform for small companies. And after we were bigger and bigger, and last several years we made uniform for companies. It was more knitting clothes, and also we were making knitting clothes for Ukrainian designers, and also plates for summer terrace for restaurants.
Wow. So I can assume you were pretty busy before the war started, a lot of stuff going on.
Exactly. And also I worked in a company, it's called Carpathian Mineral Water Kraina. And I was responsible for all partnership and sponsorship of this company. And I was a representative in different big events. It's completely different. It's football events, it's red carpets, it's some exhibitions, and etc.
Wow.
But for me, it was actually win-win because I had my own company that produce knitting and other uniform for big companies, and I already had some contacts, and for that company it was also good that I bring some new good contacts.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Now coming to the moment where the war actually started.
Yeah.
How was the day, and how did you get to know that a full-scale invasion happened?
I really remember the day because at that moment I already had my daughter, and she was mostly 4 years old. And when war began, it was for me really horrible. Because nobody prepared us for the beginning of the war, and you don't know what will be, what I need to do, especially when you have responsibility not only for like yourself and for also for your daughter. As everybody, I was thinking that 1, 2, 3 days and everything will stop, but no. And I remember that at that moment my daughter was very scared, and I decided to move to Lviv, and my cousins live in Lviv, and I'm very thankful for him that he proposed and find apartment there, and we moved to Lviv, and about 2 weeks we lived there, and after my good friend and classmate at that moment, she lived in Belgium, and she called me and proposed that she can try to find a family or someone who will help me with a place here. So yeah, I decided that it's better to move to Belgium for some period.
Okay. I want to come back to the part in Ukraine. So, how long did you stay in Kiev before moving to Lviv?
I think about 1 week.
Okay. And if we can compare, your life before the war, you do a lot of stuff, and the war has started. How did it all change?
It's completely changed because my business it depend on in situation of Ukraine, and of course if especially when the war began, nobody was thinking about uniform or something like this, and first of all, and with this company where I was like event manager, it also was not very important, and for me I was really in big stress because I really worked a lot. And before the war began, I bought a new apartment there, and I thought that finally everything is good. I'm happy because it was my dream to buy apartment in Kiev. And first days for me it was really completely shocked, and you don't know what to do.
What did you feel when you essentially, you've built a lot of stuff. You bought an apartment, you built your business, you work in a company, and then you have to leave all of this behind and go to a completely different country, which is 2,000 kilometers away. What did you feel?
I think when you are entrepreneur, sometimes it's happen. It's always, so I was an entrepreneur in Ukraine about like 8 or 10 years, and you always have fall down. So of course it's difficult to compare with war, but sometimes you need to decide, or you do something and maybe it will be good, or if you will not do something, can be worse. So it's just do it.
Okay. Well, that's
it's really my slogan, that just do it, and will be something I hope good.
I wanted to ask this question later, but now that you mentioned, what is the biggest failure that you have ever faced in your life, business related, let's say?
Could you rephrase this question?
So, speaking of the fall downs,
Yes.
there is always ups and downs. Life is not a straight line.
Yeah.
What was the biggest fall down? What was the biggest moment when we're cooked?
I think the biggest, it was when we just began our business to make uniform, and we really thought to make for small companies, because at that moment our even atelier was really small, and we made a good advertising, and Airport Giuliani wanted us to make a uniform for Airport Giuliani, and it was quite huge order, and we took it. We made a half of this order, and the second part, it was super difficult, because we didn't expect that it will be such a big order, and especially we made costumes for women and men, and for men it was good, it was easier, and for women with different shapes and etc. It was super hard, and this order little broken us.
But you still managed to do all the all
Of
stuff.
course, but it doesn't mean that we need to stop and just crying in the pillow.
Oh, wow. Now let's come back to the moment you arrive in Belgium.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Belgium before?
No, never.
Okay, then what did you feel? What were your thoughts when you come here, you see all the stuff around, the people, the buildings? What's on your mind?
Mm, as I told, when I lived in Ukraine, I really concentrated in gathering like money to buy apartment, to make my life good. And I didn't visit Europe a lot. Every year I travel to mostly it's Egypt or Turkey, but never Europe. And for me, Europe was like in our Soviet books, I don't know how to say it, that Europe, it's super clean, it's super nice, it's super, all people is well dressed, blah, blah, blah. And every morning all streets are washing with shampoo and etc. And when I came in Brussels, I live in Skarbek, and it's not what I expected.
Skarbek is tough. Skarbek is tough.
But in the same, in the other hand, I really impressed about the people, about their big heart. And even now, I'm not sure if something will happen, like in Europe and in Ukraine, everything will be good. If I am ready to help the same way as they helped us. Because when you don't know a person, he is from or she is from another country, and you're ready to invite to their house for some period to help completely with everything. So you really need to have a big heart for this.
Oh, so if there was one thing that impressed you the most, would it be people?
Yes.
Okay.
100%. It's super nice people.
I assume, there were some things that were difficult when you just came here. What were the main challenges that you faced when you arrived?
First of all, I think language, because I didn't know French, and my English, I never used it before in my job or somewhere. For me, it was difficulties, and also a different way of level of life. Because as I told, in Ukraine, it was red carpets, it was best events, it was communication on the high level, it was business clubs. And here you came like a refugee with one small bag, with daughter, and a lot of responsibilities. And I think it's the most hardest.
I want to ask about the part where you bought an apartment in Kiev in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I know that you had businesses there, but many people that make decent amount of money, they often leave Ukraine to Europe to live here. Why didn't you do that? Why did you decide to stay in Kiev? Did you think that Ukraine will really prosper and
I really loved and love Ukraine so much, and it was not completely my idea to leave Ukraine. I had, I think, a lot of possibilities. Even when I was a student, I was in program work and travel to US, and a lot of my friends now living in US, and they're happy with everything. But it was not my way, and even when war began, it was not my dream to move to Europe or somewhere else. And also, owner of business or fitness club where I worked, he lived in Canada, and he also called me and proposed to go to Canada. But at that moment, I didn't want to move somewhere.
What attracted you in Ukraine that much?
I like Ukraine in everything. Only I don't like corruption. That we have, unfortunately, a lot of corruption, and especially Yeah, as I told, no, I worked with a lot of people. I really saw it, and I didn't like it. But in whole, people, our nature. Yeah, of course, language. I like Ukrainian language. I have a lot of friends there. I really like everything. Also, service in Ukraine, it's much better. All like restaurant, cafe, bars, and
Open on the Sunday,
yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
yeah, shops. Everything is really great in Ukraine.
Okay. Well, then it makes sense because honestly, many stories I know that if someone suggested that you can go out of Ukraine and work somewhere else, wow, Formula One car, absolutely. Now let's come back to the integration part. When you came here, you told us about the difficulties, but I want to ask what, because for adults it's more difficult to integrate than for children. What do you think are your personal traits, characteristics that made it easy for you to integrate, and not only integrate, let's say generally build a business, really move on with your life and pretty much succeed?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm really want to say thanks for my daughter, because when we came, and we quickly found a kindergarten for her, and she went there. And after like second day, I asked her, Masha, how is kindergarten, and if everything okay? And she told, yeah, okay. But I told her, Masha, stop. You don't understand French and how you communicate. And she thought, oh no, it's okay. Yeah, maybe it's difficult, but yeah, I don't have any choice. So I need to communicate. I need something to understand. And I was really, wow. Now I'm afraid to speak English, but I learned during like 20 years, and you just came, you don't know, and you are not afraid. And I think it's like something broken in my mind, and I decided, no, if I will be afraid and will not speak with anybody, it will be worse and worse. So it's really helped me to begin to communicate with people, to explain something, and yeah,
So
to improve
this,
my English.
yeah, no, you're doing well. I mean, we're filming an entire podcast in English, so that's good. But so the main thing is to not be afraid. Sometimes to get a bit uncomfortable, beyond your comfort zone, and this is where actually the process begins.
100%. Yeah, just do it, and that's all. Yeah.
Were there anything else? Like, let's say, so this is one trait.
Yeah.
Is there any other trait? For example, because in Ukraine you were doing very well.
Yeah, and also I think it helped me not afraid to go like several or one step below. Because when I came here, I understood that with my not perfect English and completely, I didn't know French or Flemish, I can't find a normal job. So I decided to go several steps low, and yeah, it's better when you are like in company to go up and up. And I made my resume first time in my life, and about Belgium, as I told, I didn't know a lot, but I love chocolate, Belgian chocolate. I think it's the most tasty, and I decided that I want to work on chocolate factory. And I just found like about 50 best chocolate factory in Belgium, and sent them my CV with a letter, motivational letter. And interesting that Pierre Marcolini and Neuhaus answered me and told, "Oh, we are impressed. Thank you so much for your CV. Blah blah blah. We will try to find you a job." And after 1 week, Neuhaus proposed me a job on their factory. and I was super happy. I just packed candies, or no, chocolate, but I was super, super happy. And other people who worked there, um, uh, they were strange. That I'm look like very happy, and yeah, my boss also was surprised, and once she told me, it's first time that I see when person is interesting of everything, because like after less than 1 month I knew all the like line production of this factory. I knew all shops. I visited all shops. I checked how this sales working. I knew who is the CEO of this company, who is owner of this company, how work marketing department, everything. And even once it was funny situation that how to director of producing of this factory um, uh, uh, called me, yeah, and he also told me that I'm impressed about first of all your CV and the way you are interested in everything, and I even found some mistake in the like ingredients, because the ingredients was in several languages and also Russian, and it was some mistakes, and I shown him and told, by the way, here you have mistakes and etc. So he was thankful for
Oh no,
this.
I can tell that even now in the podcast you're very into it. Every that's amazing. You're just keep impressing me throughout the entire interview. So how long did it take? So you came here, and how
Yes.
long did it take you to find the job in Neuhaus?
So I came in the end of March, and 1st of May I already worked in the house. So it's really like 1 month with everything. Took me to find a job, and I did it by myself. I didn't know even about actress and etc. And so in the end of May, I already was running 20 kilometers of Brussels. And usually it's only top like level of the company do it, and of course I met all the top management of Neuhaus, and I still have some contacts with them.
Wow. Oh, this is the story is really crazy, but you do really a lot, and you don't stop. It seems like the story just goes. If something doesn't go the right way, boom, you find another way. What motivates you? What inspires you? What gives you the energy to move, to do something?
Um, my daughter, and I want minimum return the level of my life that I had in Ukraine.
Okay, so these are the two main things.
Yeah, I really want a comfort life for me and for my daughter, and I think it's the most important. And as I told, I really want to produce something really impactful for people.
Let's move to the part about Ukrainian Voices, because I know you were there from the very beginning of its creation.
Yeah.
Tell us, how did it all start?
It's really funny situation because first I don't remember how first I knew about Ukrainian Voices, but it was even when they were near Tron. And I think they began dancing for kids, and my daughter began to go there, and it was like 1 or 2 hours dancing, and I decided why I need just to stay there and do nothing, and in the same time I can do fitness or something useful. But already at that time, in Ukrainian Voices, I worked two fitness instructors, And yeah, when I came to HR department, at that moment was Lana Pelich, that now has her own like NGO here, and she told, sorry, we don't need more fitness instructors. And for me it was surprise because at that moment yeah, it was not volunteer payment or something like this. And I thought, okay, I can do it on the square, yeah, no, or park, not far from there, and I'll do by myself, gathering people and etc., advertising. So I really so my first several months I even didn't have opportunity to make it inside Ukrainian center. I made it outside, and it was summer. It was good. And when autumn began and a lot of raining, I came again and told, by the way, I already have like 5 people, and we would like to make fitness here. And after she told, okay, so yeah,
That's how it started.
yeah, yeah,
This is very crazy because you say the Ukrainian Voices was just created, and there were already too many instructors, dancers, and
yeah, 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 exactly.
Ukrainians are very
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
very
yeah,
nice and very
yeah,
powerful,
yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. It was really great, and but funny also that at that moment with that Lana, we didn't find a good communication, but now she's my like best friend here.
Oh. At that moment, because I know that the first building was not as big and the entire project, let's say,
Yeah.
Ukrainian Voices, was not as big. Have you ever thought at that moment in time that it was going to turn out into such a huge thing?
Yeah, yes and no.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's true that Ukrainian Voice, they make a really great job, and a lot of Ukrainians, that a lot of refugees knows about them, and yeah, it's good, great.
So you are, as a volunteer, you have your fitness
Yeah.
activity.
Yes.
What does volunteering give to you personally, emotionally?
Mm, yeah, as I told that at that moment, it's still people help me, and without like payment. That's why I decided that I also can do something like useful, and that's why I decided to also to be a volunteer. It's not difficult for me, and it's fun for me, and I like what I do, and it's however it's the time yeah, when I am waiting my daughter because she's still dancing. That's why I don't want to lose my time. That's why I'm trying to do these classes until now.
All right.
Yeah.
And in terms of emotional, maybe a mental aspect of volunteering, do you get something, this feeling that wow, I did something, I helped someone? Is there this feel?
Yeah, of course. And in Ukraine, I also was, I don't want to say that like a speaker, but however, I was presenting my company, a company of this Carpathian mineral water. And I like to be on the scene. I don't know how to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why for me it's really joyful and give me a lot of pleasure. And also, nowadays, I don't go to any fitness clubs, and it's good that I know that minimum 2 times a week you have fitness, and I do everything with my class. It's not just I'm telling you need to make this or this or this, and I'm just resting. No, I'm really do everything with them, and I really like it. And as I told, every year I participate in 20 kilometers of Brussels. So I also need some preparing for this.
So you have already participated 4 times in
Yes.
20 kilometers.
Yeah.
So it's 80 kilometers in total. Anyway, let's
next year will be 100.
Yeah.
It's good.
5 years. That's well, this is insane. Let's switch things up a bit. I want to ask, in terms of personal qualities of other people, what do you value the most?
um, Good question. I think not afraid moving. If I correct understand your question, what I like for in another people,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes.
yeah. So not afraid moving, and to have a lot of energy. I don't know. Yeah, something like this.
Okay, okay. Well, I think these are the two good ones. Maybe the third one to complete the.
Mm. And I think the most important is great when people find what really how to
They're
say it.
passionate about.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because when you are passionate, you don't think that it's a job. You need to wake up because of this. You need to go to job, and yeah, when you have passion, it's really great.
Now, these were the good qualities. The question I have is about also the bad qualities. What are the top, traits that people really need to overcome in themselves to actually start, growing?
Mm-hmm.
Not in terms of height, but just in terms of personal growth.
Mm, when people afraid to do something, when people lazy, and when they are always staying in their like comfort life.
Did you, or maybe do you, have any of these qualities?
Um, I think I'm lazy, but
Okay.
I'm trying not to show it.
But and the other ones, did you have because I think many people have the fear of starting, and especially the fear of failing, starting and then it doesn't work out at all. Did you have that?
No.
Never.
I think never. And for me, sometimes when people tell me something not good about me or my like startups, etc., for me, it's really give me more energy than when people, wow, you're great, everything is cool, what are you doing? And finally, they are completely not interested in what I am doing.
So you use that as a fuel
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
you to your
exactly.
businesses. Blitz, game associations. So I will say a word, and you have to tell me the first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay.
Let's try. Ukraine.
Nature. It's just what? Yeah, it's.
I mean, you can elaborate if you want,
Okay.
but it's more like a one word thing. Success.
Job.
Failure.
Um, I don't know.
The game is broken. I think. Okay. Wait. Let's do another word. Future.
Success.
And maybe failure.
Hardworking.
Okay. We managed to pull it off. That's fine. Okay. Let's now come back to present time. What are you doing right now? If you were to summarize, because I know you do a lot. I know all the things. So if you were to summarize, what are you doing right now to to stay? Let's say to keep moving.
To keep moving. A lot.
That's
Yeah. So when I stopped my job in my house, I decided that I want to be independent, and but at that moment I didn't have enough money to be independent, and uh, I communicated with a lot of people and I found information about Job Yourself, and it's organization that help entrepreneurs, startups, and you still can have social support help, and you can begin with their VAT number your project. So I decided to create my own brand, and in the beginning I began with candies without sugar, and step by step I began to import apple chips from Ukraine.
Show me
But
beyond the camera so we can see.
It's apple chips
This camera.
from from Ukraine, but already with my brand, and my brand calls Smklk in Ukrainian, and this
Smklk in
Flemish, exactly. So yeah, it's like two main products nowadays, and also I'm planning to produce more, and yeah.
And now, as I know, you have refused. I mean, you have become completely independent.
Yes,
and you're not
exactly.
with the Job
Yeah,
Yourself
yeah.
anymore.
So yeah, I finished my program with Job Yourself, and I also was first Ukrainian as it began this program Job Yourself, and in the beginning it was also a lot of challenges with that, because at that moment they spoke only a Flemish or French language. And at that moment, my French was not very good, and I asked my friend to go with me as a translator. But step by step, now they have even English coach. So I'm really happy. I think it's sense for me. And I already help to some people to be also in this program Job Yourself. And mostly 1 year I'm in program. It's called Business Incubator started from KBC Bank, and it's a huge like business community for startups, and every year they choose like best 100 startups in Belgium, and give them support, co-working place, coach, and etc. And it's really great, and it helped me a lot to meet with a lot of nice people.
So I think every viewer right now has a good understanding that you do many things. What is your favorite way to spend your free time, if you have any free time?
To spend with my daughter and without telephone.
Okay.
And second, I like running, and it's helped me to clean my like head, everything. And fitness classes also help me not to switch for something like good, and not to think about only my project. Yeah.
So you're not the type of person that just lays down on their bed.
Unfortunately, I really want to try to do it, but for me it's super hard. Even when I was in Ukraine and had holidays, I always thinking about my job. I always thinking about my project, what I can improve, what I need to make better. And for me, I think I am sometimes really tired when you even somewhere in like hotel, you checking, they have nice uniform, they have something like, interesting what present they make for clients. And yeah, it's always what problems people have, how I can improve. Maybe I can try to find a new like startup or something like this. So you are always in looking for something. So
for me, it feels like because you're so passionate about everything you do, it doesn't really feel tiring. You get the energy from it. from the activities that you do, from the things that you do, and it's just you
Yeah.
don't even need to rest from it.
Yes and no. Yes, it's mostly yes. Yeah, I don't feel that. I need to wake up. I need to go to job. I don't want, and I don't really feel it. I'm really. It's what gives me energy.
Let's talk about Belgium now.
But
You've been in Belgium for 3 years,
yeah,
even more than 3 years.
yeah, no, yeah, it's
Three and a
about
half, I think.
yeah.
Um, can you say that Belgium is already your second home, or
Yes.
okay?
Yes. I didn't expect because, as I told, I love Ukraine, and I didn't want to move to Europe, to Belgium. But now, unfortunately, I even don't know I- if I'm ready to return back.
Do you think it would be hard because spending 3 years here in a really different environment with different mentality of people? Will it be hard for you to come back and still be?
Of course, it will be very hard because, yeah, it's already, as you told, 3 years, and during 3 years, I made a lot to also build life here. And what will be like in half a year, yeah, to come in Ukraine and again build from zero, because there mostly everything stopped with my project and etc. And also about my daughter, if she began school here, she speak, I think, already French better than yeah, Ukrainian, and for her it's also will be a big challenge. For me, it's a really very hard question. But however, if I will not be like in 1 or 2 years in the level as I had in Ukraine, what's the reason to stay here as a refugee? I also don't see it, because yeah, in Ukraine maybe you again begin from zero, but you have your own place where you live, your own language, friends, and etc. Yeah, for me it's nowadays it's like 50-50. Of course it's still hard for me to stay here, but already quite hard to return back.
In terms of from the part aside from territorial
Yeah.
placement, how do you see your future, near future?
Didn't understand, sorry.
Like, because you have many projects,
Yes.
you have a daughter, you
Yeah.
are building a life here. How do you see the upcoming few years unfold for you? What are you expecting?
Yeah, I really believe in my project, and now I'm working on a new collaboration with Belgian startup, and I think I do completely everything to be successful, like in future. I'm not like staying here and waiting. Okay, when war will finish, I will come back and I will wait from Ukrainian government that they will give me money or they will give me help or etc. So it's not my way. Unfortunately, some Ukrainian people that came in Belgium and got this social help, they are just staying and enjoying like life. It's hard to say enjoying, but however, and maybe some not thinking that it in 1 year it can finish, and what they will do. They not prepare for like future, and I think for me it's the most horrible. But yeah, I'm trying really do my best not to depend on the government or the situation what is happening now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, they just don't push the horses.
Yes.
Now, what maybe message or advice to those people who don't push the horses to actually, to get them out of their homes to start doing something, building something?
Just do it. just do it something. And for example, a lot of no some people was surprised when I began to work in a house factory as a packing girl, and they told, but in Ukraine you had a nice life, etc., etc., and now you go just to for such small job. And I was not afraid to be several step low. And sometimes it's more important to step by step go to your like dream, or I don't know, to your better life.
To take a step back to then
Yeah,
take.
because some people I heard they are telling no, or I will be like in top management, or I will just stay at home and do nothing. So it's not my way to do in my life.
Let's compare. It's very interesting for me. Have you changed if you compare yourself before the war and now? Did you change as a
Of course.
how?
It seems that now I don't afraid of like anything. Because as I told here, I had a lot of challenges, and it makes me more stronger.
Was there anything that you were afraid before the war?
I think the most it's language, because as I told that I learned language, no, English, and sometimes I wanted to speak it, but you don't have opportunity, and you are afraid. I was also afraid that I will begin to speak and it will be mistakes, and people like will be laughing from me, and for me it's horrible. But now I really don't care, and even now I speak with different people here, and even politics and etc. And I see also they make a lot of mistakes, and they don't care about it. Yeah, it's better to speak with mistakes than not to speak completely.
Yeah, trying to be perfect is not the way.
Yeah,
Not the
exactly.
way to go.
Exactly. And it's also important not afraid to make mistakes. Here, I think I make more mistakes, but people who are entrepreneur, they understand that without mistake, you can't build something great. So it's really normal to make mistakes.
I heard this phrase "best loser wins," which is about the fact that people who make mistakes, they learn from them and they have those valuable lessons which they otherwise would not have gotten if they weren't doing
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put it
Yeah, exactly.
in the podcast. Anna, my a few last questions. We need you to look in that camera.
Okay.
What are you grateful to Belgium and Belgian people for?
As I told, for their big heart, and I'm really very thankful for their support.
Okay. And the last one. Did you enjoy this conversation?
Of course.
Anna, thank you very much. Once again, maybe tell for the camera about your fitness classes so that people can come.
Yeah, I will be very happy if you will come to my fitness classes, if you will buy my products and support my project.
Perfect. Anna, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.